Okay, final video in this first section of solids of page 64. In the first video we did the sectional top view, the second video the sectional left side view, and now we are going to do what's called the true shape. Okay, hopefully these concepts or this principle will come back to you very quickly from grade 10. So remember, the true shape is now taking that cut surface and getting the exact size and shape of what that thing is. And to do this, we need the true lengths of all those lines. So in other words, we need the true length from A to B and A to C and A to D and between C and D and all that kind of thing. Okay, all of those true lengths will make up the true shape. Okay, there's many ways to go about getting that true shape, and you can get it anywhere on the piece of paper where it will fit, and it could even be like a mirror image or a verse image of the person next to you is doing the exact same question. But if you and your friend and other friends have all done the same question and found the true shape, if you were to put those true shapes on top of each other, they should all fit exactly if you've all been working accurately. Okay. Another thing to think of is that the true shape must always be the largest shape. Okay, it is impossible to have a true shape which is smaller than one of these other cut surfaces that I have. It cannot work that way. Okay, it will always be the largest. So that's something that should be going on in your brain. If I get a true shape that's smaller than any of my other cut surfaces, I must have done something wrong. Let me sort out that problem. But also the true shape will be very similar to the other shapes. Okay, so you can see, I don't know what you'd call this, like a C-shaped, spanner shape looking thing that we have here. Okay, it's now going to be impossible to get something that is like an oval shape with a triangle jutting out the side. It's impossible. The true shape is going to be a very similar kind of a shape to this, but probably just a little bit larger, more extended. Okay, so if we have to find the true shape, and we need to then always have the true lengths between all these lines. Okay, now the first one that we're going to look at is the front view, the actual section AA line that they gave us. And that will give us the true lengths between A and B and A and C and A and D. Okay, so there's the true lengths. But the problem with that front view is that I only, for instance, see 1A and 1B and 1C and 1D. But in reality, if we look at the top view or the side view, you can see there are 2A's, 4B's, 2C's, 2D's. Okay, so in other words, I might be able to see the true length between those letters in this direction, but I cannot see the true length between that there's another B and another C and another D behind those. And that's why another concept in EGD is that we always take information from two different places, put that information together, and then we come up with a third, which is going to be the answer. Okay, so we have the true lengths between AB and AC and AD in this section line here in the front view, but where will I get the true lengths between and telling us that there are 2A's and 4B's, etc.? That is from looking at the top view. At the top view, I can get the true distance between AA and B and B and B and C, C and D, D. Okay, I can actually get that information from the side view as well. Okay, but for the sake of this question, I'm going to kind of now ignore the side view and just work with this front and top view. Okay, but now the next thing is to position this true shape properly on the paper. Now, remember, I explained this in grade 10 that there are two ways to think of this. I either, to see the true shape, have to look at that true shape perpendicularly, so like 90 degrees. I'm going to look at it at 90 degrees. Then I can see it. All right, and then we ended up drawing some true shapes in this sort of area here by projecting the lines perpendicularly, okay, 90 degrees from this AA line. But now in this question, we don't have that space. Okay, we don't have that space. So the next option is to rather kind of tilt the entire object. Okay, so if you can't look at it perpendicularly, then tilt the object so that you can look at it perpendicularly. And that is these construction lines that I've added in here into the next video. So you'll see that I've kind of just pivoted this AA line. So you'll see that there are compass arches over here. It is literally just, I've put the compass point on A and I've pivoted the ABCDs to a vertical line, which is actually like the edge of the prism. Okay, but then we don't want to draw the answer sitting exactly on the front view, so that's why I've gone and just put a little bit of a space and drawn myself an x2, y2 line. Okay, so I've pivoted those measurements over. Okay, so those measurements there are the same as those measurements there. They're just like a radius of a circle that's pivoted over. I left a bit of a space just so I can shift the area where I'm going to draw the true shape over, and it's not sitting on the front view and making it look like a mess. Okay, so obviously I've just put this purple line in here so that you can see what's happened. Okay, you don't want a dark purple line messing everything up. Okay, but you do want the x2, y2 line. And then what I simply did, and I drew these a bit darker so you can see, I took those lines and just drew them horizontally across. Okay, so what you're literally doing is, I've got the distance between A and B, that's a true length. I've swung it over, there's the distance between A and B. Okay, let me actually just go and stick, I'll do this with the purple Koki just because these are not the actual points. I'm going to put that A's on somewhere on these lines, B's on these lines, C's on those lines, D's on that line over there. Okay, so there's the one set of information. I've got these distances, true distances between the A, B, C's, D's. But now let me go to the top view. Hopefully this concept will come back to you very quickly. To get the distances in the top view, I must always put my compass on the XY line. Okay, so remember, compass point must go on the XY line, then I set it to the letter. So there it is. XY line 2A in the top view. Then I come to my new x2, y2 line. So remember, it's always the xy lines. I put my compass point on that x2, y2 line, and then I know that now the true distance between the xy line and my first A is going to be that mark over there. There it is. Okay, but remember there's two A's, so let me go and get the next one. Compass point on XY line, set compass to the second A, compass point on X2, Y2 line, mark off the second A. Okay, so there is the concept. Remember, I'm teaching you the concept, you apply it into the rest of things. So the concept is, set the compass on the XY line, set it to the letter, move it to the other XY line, mark it off. It's that simple. And I'm not gonna talk through every single one of the next ones. I'm just gonna do them very quickly, but see that I'm doing it exactly the same way every time. XY line to the first B, but B is over there. XY line to the second B. XY line to the third B. Okay, so I've now got these 4 points for the B's, and I do need 4 B's because remember I've had 4 B's so far in the top and the side view. Okay, C, there are only 2 C's, but C, same concept. XY line to C. XY line to that second C over there. So here are my 2 C's. And then the 2 D's finally. XY line to D. And XY line to the second D. Okay, so you can see now once again that All the letters need to be accounted for. I've got 2 A's, 4 B's, 2 C's, 2 D's. It is safe to go and join the outermost shape. And by this stage, remember I said it's going to be a similar shape to your other actual views. It's just got to be a bit bigger and more stretched out. So it shouldn't be too difficult to see what's actually happening here. What kind of shape where you've got to join things to. Okay, and then I go inwards. So the true shape is only dealing with the section surface. So you'll see it'll always only be letters, and then you join them up and you hatch it. You don't go draw any of the other sort of parts of the prism or the pyramid that you see. It's just the shape. Okay, so there it is. That's the true shape. You see it's a similar thing, like I said, like a spanner looking C thing, whatever, but it's the biggest. It's the most stretched out shape that there is. And then you would simply go and hatch that. That hatching, again, would be easy. It's just inside the letters, or in this case, it's the only thing that you can hatch. Tone lighter, tone finer, not like my freehand. That's just for the sake of time in the video. And there's one last thing that everyone goes and forgets and loses marks for, and that is the fact that you are meant to then go and label this as being the true shape. So somewhere within the vicinity of it, quickly make some 3mm construction lines, and you print, let's use the Koki, you print in the capital block letters, true shape. Okay, let's get in a habit and just do this from the start for every drawing so we don't forget it when it comes to tests and exams. Now, remember, there's always more than one way to do these things, and I see we have a little bit of time left. So I'm going to quickly do another true shape just to show you and prove the point to you that you can do this thing all over the page, different places. It will always work out as long as you remember that concept. It's always got to be the true links between the various letters. And so the second way that I'm going to do it, and it's actually quite a lot quicker and easier sometimes to do, is I'm going to make it out as if, I don't know if I can see that. Okay, we can. So I'm going to make it out as if I moved this AA line to down here and made it horizontal. I then just make a starting point, which I call A. Okay, I'm doing this very quickly because we have done this in grade 10 and 11, and just a refresher. I have a starting point. I then can go and say, you know what, from A to B is that amount. From A to C is that amount. From A to D is that amount. Okay, and you'll see that this is actually often a very much quicker way if you have got the space, because a lot of your horizontal lines would have already been in construction that you are taking to your 45. So often a lot of the work, the groundwork, is done here already. Okay, so I don't need to take, let me just project some vertical lines upwards here for those different divisions of A, B, C, D. Okay, and remember the EGD concept. A, B, C, D is going up, meets A, B, C, D coming across. Where they meet is the answer point. Fill it in, get the answer. Okay, so I've got A's. Let me just take these quickly. A's, B's, B's. Okay, so I'm rushing through this for the sake of time, but just to get the point across. Okay, so A's came across. There's the A for my answer, the second A for my answer. There's a B for my answer up there, and there's another B over here, and another B I needed to put in. Another B over there, and another B. So 4 B's again. I need my 2 C's. So I need to draw that one in. C comes across, and there's C, C, and D is on the end. and D's on the end. Okay, again, I'm rushing this, but you will quickly see that you'll get the exact same shape. Okay, and so you can hear, no, you can't hear it probably, that people are shooting their guns in the background, and yeah, that's where we are now, drawing under fire. Okay. Right. So you'll see that if I took this shape now and cut it out and put it over this one, it should be exactly the same. Okay, I've just drawn the true shape in a totally different place using the same concept, the same principles, and that's what you can do. You can put it all over the place. As long as it's the true shape, it's the true shape, and your true shape will be the same as your friend's true shape if he's been working accurately. Okay, so let's do this question and make sure we understand the concept so we can apply them into the rest of the questions.